Man, what the am I doing?
Hey, yo, Craig, chill. I got the rhymes, you got the beats.
All right.
30 years later, we back in the streets, we back in the lab.
All right, then. Let's go now.
Hail to the Commanders.
Premiere album still gonna happen.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Northern California and Levi's Stadium in the South Bay in Santa Clara, California. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Washington Commanders and the San Francisco 49ers. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. Jason Sanders has us ready for the start. And we are underway here in Silicon Valley. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Let's go.
He's got room to run right at the start. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. 19 yards right away to kick off this drive.
Bronco 80. Ready, right?
They'll stay on the ground.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
They'll stick with him again. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A pickup of 14 on that one. 1st down, Washington.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass, and they can continue to generate these big explosive runs. I don't think they need to go away from it.
Ready up.
Here's 1st and 10.
Hey.
From the shotgun, it's Daniel. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
On 2nd down, it's Daniel. Now a deep ball toward the end zone. Emeka Egbuka, the intended receiver. And 3rd down coming up.
Doesn't get much better than that. Had he gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late, and it's probably a touchdown.
Cowboy 80. Ready.
They'll try to get this one on the ground. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Touchdown number 7 for him on the year. Tyler Bass now for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Commanders will take a 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Here comes a return from the 5. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
Second and 10. They'll look to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down.
10 yards to go.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game? They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
So on fourth down, out is Ryan Rico to punt. Oh, the coverage was great. They gave him no room to operate and made him pay for catching the ball. From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10.
Come on, set. 19, 18. Steady.
They'll begin here on the ground. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Jamien Sherwood there to meet him.
Brings up second and 9.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's second down and 9. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. Now he's free at the 35. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 73 yards. Touchdown, Washington. Now Bass to tack on the extra point. He's got it. And the Commanders move out on top, 14-0.
14. 49ers nothing.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. This is fielded inside the 5. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. Trying to get the running game going. His first carry. Inside the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, 49ers.
Jason Sanders.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession, too. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Cougar 19.
drive will start on the ground, and he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line.
So, from 37, here's 2nd and 8.
19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll have a Commanders first down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
So, Mike, you know by now my philosophy on 3rd down. If it was up to me, I don't even want to be in 3rd down. I want to get all of my conversions on 1st and 2nd down and be able to stay in those neutral down situations. So it's exactly what they do here. They lean on the ground game and pick up a fresh set of downs.
Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. Now a deep ball looking for Brown. This one broken up. And it's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. And that will lead to a 2nd down.
Back to 60.
Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. He'll find his big target. Pat Fryer here. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
That's good.
Give him 14 on that one. Good for a Commanders first down.
First down.
They'll throw with Daniels. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. A gain there of 23 yards. First down, Washington.
And the Washington first down.
Let's go.
To the air again is Daniels. A throw left side, but it's incomplete.
It goes without saying, like, you have to be smart with the ball, especially down here in the red zone. You're already in scoring position. I understand they're trying to come away with a touchdown, but at the very least, come away with 3. Worst case scenario is you turn the ball over and you come away with nothing.
Throwing again, Daniels. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike. Make every throw as contested as possible. No separation. Contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
That is caught side of the end zone. Pat Fryer move. Touchdown, Washington. Pass now for the extra point. He knocks it through. The Commanders will take a 21-7 lead.
49ers 7.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. This one taken at the 7. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin.
At their own 21-yard line.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. To the right side here. Pass is caught. Loose inside the 30. And he's out of bounds. Marks him down right at the 10-yard line. A big play to kick off this drive. A gain of 69 yards. So not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. Back to throw. He'll go right and find his running back. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
2nd and 6. At the Commanders' 6-yard line.
The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. It is brought in the end zone. Brandon Ayuk. Touchdown, San Francisco. Sanders here for the extra point. He's got it. And the 49ers draw closer here. It's 21-14. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball is going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Ready, break. Ready. 18 Cardinals.
That's Ibuka in motion. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And now for a second time, he loses the football.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike.
And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one. So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Throwing on second down. Daniel. That one is brought in by Terry McLaurin. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. They gain 18 yards on that one. Good for a Commanders first down.
Here we go.
Bone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. He'll push forward for about a yard. Bernardo Green there to bring him down. Commanders with the football to begin the second quarter. They're looking at a second down and 9 to go.
Ready.
Throwing is Daniel. Left side, he's got Ibuka. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. They'll get 19 out of that play. First down, Washington.
And after being shut down in the opening quarter, he makes his first catch here with that one. And they're going to need to continue to build off this if they plan on leaving here today with a win.
70.
On first and 10, here's Daniel. He'll get this complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he's into the end zone. What a response. A.J. Brown. Touchdown, Commanders. His fourth TD grab of the season. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A third touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Escaping to his left. He runs with it. And he'll somehow turn this into a net positive. Getting out of bounds after a pickup of a yard.
Just getting anything out of that one, I think, is a positive. It looked like he might have to throw it away early. Instead, he pulls it down. He winds up picking up a yard.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming. and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
He just does beat the play clock as he'll set up to throw. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now they'll set up to throw. First down throw there is incomplete.
They tried to go with the quick game here in hopes they could do something with it after the catch, but I don't think everyone was necessarily on the same page, and this ends up being a wasted down.
They'll try again. It's second and 10. They'll look to throw again. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. 22 yards, the pickup there. It's good for a Niners first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
Forced out left. Well, he needed to get rid of that one, but he holds on. It'll lose yardage. It'll be credited as a sack.
I understand what he's trying to do, Mike. He's thinking, can I extend this play? Can I get out of the pocket and buy some time for my receivers? But on these early downs, that's a ball that just needs to be thrown away.
After the loss of 3, it is second and 13.
Here we go. 60 by 6. 60 go. 18.
They'll throw out of the gun. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Ricky Pearsall, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up a third down.
13.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Quick throw here is complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
It just seems like whenever they need a big play on third down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to, and certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved and keeps the offense on the field.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
Quick throw, taken in, was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
So he makes his first catch of the day, and even though it doesn't look like much, Mike, sometimes those are the touches that you can build off of. You know, it's like in basketball, what they say, sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the hoop.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on fourth down?
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, really for 2 reasons. 1, they're confident that they can pick up the first down with yards after the catch. 2, teams' willingness to go for it on fourth down is at an all-time high.
They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on fourth down.
Cowboy 80.
They'll look to throw. And they will get the conversion. He's tackled down near the goal line, so it's not a touchdown, but it will be first and goal.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they...
And he barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. That his second touchdown of the game. Numbers 11 and 12 on the season. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Washington will take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Let's go now. Cowboy 80. 19 Lions.
To throw is Daniels on first and 10. Open man downfield is Freiermuth. That's his third catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
It's first down, and they'll run. There he goes, inside the 30. And he's going to be taken down, but not until he reaches the 20-yard line. What a way to start this drive. A second big play. This one for 22.
First down, Washington.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10.
Come on. Ready.
From the shotgun, it's Daniel. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's second down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
And they'll get him down inside the 5-yard line. It's first and goal coming up.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves first and goal.
Well, here's the chance to cap off a great half. They have it first and goal. Etienne trying to create some space, but will not find much. He'll get a yard. They'll mark it at the 3. The Niners will use the first of their timeouts, and they'll stop it just over a minute remaining in this first half. Ball at the 3, second down and goal.
Here we go. Set. 19 target.
He pulls it in around the 5. And he's into the end zone yet again. Touchdown, Washington. That is his third touchdown of the game and his 9th for the year. He has done it again. That is 4 touchdown passes in his first half. Great. He might skip halftime with the way he's performing right now.
Yeah, Mike, this passing attack is just really unstoppable. I mean, it is just remarkable the success he's been able to have. We're not even at halftime yet. He finds himself on record pace. I can't wait to see what he does the rest of this game.
And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there.
Let's go now.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
And I like this defensive game plan. When you're going against an elite quarterback like this guy, Mike, you have to get bodies in his face. You have to get him around his feet. You have to move him off his spot. Because if he can sit there in rhythm, on time, comfortable in the pocket, he's going to pick you apart. So it doesn't always have to be a sack, but you have to make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Buffalo 18.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
Third and long obviously isn't an ideal situation to be in offensively. It makes you very predictable, which then places a ton of stress on your offensive line and your quarterback. So they've got to start being more productive in these early downs and set themselves up for more success come third down.
Timeout 49ers. That is their second. As the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Get in the end zone.
Two incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to third down and 10. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
And that's what you call a wasted series. They come out here and they decide we're just going to air it out. First, second, third down. All three incompletions, and now it brings up fourth down. And barring some crazy decision here to keep your offense on the field, you're going to find yourself right back on the sideline.
Travis Etienne. And he's going to score. He takes it back on the punt return. 78 yards. Touchdown, Washington.
His kick is good.
And now they are starting to pour it on here. All phases going at the punt return unit for yet another touchdown.
Some days, Mike, it's just your day. That's what today is for this team. It just seems everything they're doing, everything they're calling is coming up right. The latest being that punt return to extend this lead. Wow, what a play.
And he's stopped at 25. The drive will begin there.
Okay, ready? Let's go. 70 tempo, go.
Now, faking the give. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. The Niners will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop with 17 seconds to go in half number one. Work to do now as they come up on second and long.
Here we go, set. 69, track 60.
He'll drop to throw. Going for it all. And this will be incomplete.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and throw the guy a parade for ultimately what was an incompletion, but can we just take a second to appreciate the arm strength he was able to show there? I mean, I think that ball is over 60 yards in the air, and I would be surprised if they continue to just air it out and see if they can complete one of those.
It is 3rd and long.
Ready? Cougar 19.
They'll look to set up the screen here. And this sequence, not one to build on. They're going to lose yardage on the 3rd down, and quickly it brings up 4th down. Here's Ryan Rico now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. And this is a pretty good result. That kick will head out of bounds.
Tyler Bass set to kick off.
Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway. The return starts from the 5. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The 3rd quarter begins with a run. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
And the big man in the middle swallows him up right at the line of scrimmage. And I think the next time this offensive play caller decides to go to the ground game, Mike, I bet he's going to find a different place along that defensive front to attack.
Oh, that swung out wide and intercepted. Quarterback trying to find somebody open there, but that time, instead of finding his running back, it goes back the other way for a defensive score.
Mike, I think this is just one of those cases where the quarterback's just a little too casual with the throw. He kind of goes to his running back late on the check down. He never sees the defender until he's chasing him on his way for the touchdown.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. That one's going to skip into the end zone for a touchdown.
At their own 20-yard line.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10.
Get set. Runner.
From the shotgun, it's Purdy. His receiver on the in-cut. He's got it.
A bit of a quick hitter here. And what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Brandon Ayuk, the intended receiver there. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
Well defended there, and the quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
The 49ers out to punt this one. And now, will you look at this? It's a fake. And this is not going to work at all. A fake punt failure. And it's a turnover on down.
26-yard line.
Now a run on 1st down. And he's able to force his way through one man, but he can only muster about a yard on that play. 2nd down.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain. So, Mike, this is a great example and a great moment to bring up why it's so important for these offenses to make everything look the same. Formationally, pre-snap movement, because the second that motion looks like a jet motion and he's going to get the ball as opposed to a traditional motion, these defenses are so in tune with all those little differences, they know it's coming and it's not going to be a lot of gain.
The motion man here is McLaurin. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. The Niners have got it. He's to the 40. Inside the 20. And he returns this all the way. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Touchdown, 49ers.
And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, and across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they forced the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. And he's got it at the 1. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Tag! 70 Timberwolves. Ready?
Daniels now on first down. Right side, catch made by McLaurin. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a first down. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. On first down, Daniels. That one intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of Florida. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
And these are the types of plays they envisioned when they invested a first-round pick on this defensive back just a few months ago. I mean, he's entered the league, Mike, with a reputation for having almost offensive wide receiver type ball skills. And those ball skills were certainly on full display that time.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down.
Second down at the 33-yard line. 1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Get set. Get set. Stop.
Now a give up the middle. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
On first down, it's Purdy. And that is incomplete.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on third down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns. And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return.
At their own 39-yard line.
Come on. Set.
Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. On target. Got it to McLaurin. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 16. And very quickly, a first down.
Now this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, It all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. 2 plays, 2 nice pickups to start the drive. This one a gain of 18.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
Let's go. Go.
ETN now on 1st and 10. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line. Give him 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another 1st down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman, sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
We'll try again here, 2nd and 10.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
The motion man here is McClure. They'll go play action here with Daniel. That one, take it in, middle of the end zone. A.J. Brown, touchdown Commanders. 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon. And he continues to remain on fire. That is a rare NFL day. 5 touchdown passes thrown.
And Mike, at this point, the defense just looks completely lost out there. I mean, they have no answers whatsoever, giving up the 5th touchdown pass of this ball.
And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Get set, get set.
Handoff here, up the middle, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
He was brought down at the 26. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Purdy. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
It's going to be 3rd. They need 1.
Get set, get set. Up.
Throwing is Purdy. Open man, left side. He's got it. He's going to have the 1st down and then some. And he will finally be taken down. How about that? A really big play as the final one here in the 3rd. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Yellow. Line around up.
Out of the gun, here's Purdy. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. That is Christian Barmore in there to bring him down. And that's his 1st sack of the year.
Get set, get set. Up.
Throwing on 2nd down is Purdy. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. Good hustle by the defense. They beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Viking 18!
Throwing now on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the 49ers cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
So Sanders back out after making the field goal. He sends this one away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. They'll give it to Etienne to start this drive. Room to run at the 40. Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. And they won't catch him. He'll go all the way. 74 yards. Touchdown, Washington. As his kick is good. And the Commanders will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, pass is back to kick it off. Now return coming from the 7. They'll get this up past the 20. And that's where they'll set up shop.
At their own 21-yard line.
This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Now he'll air one out. And the ball out of the reach of the receiver. Ball's incomplete.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. He's going to dial up another deep ball.
It makes sense to try to push the ball downfield, Mike, and go to the air when you find yourself trailing by this deficit. But it also makes you very predictable. You see the defense, they're in nickel personnel, extra defensive backs on the field. It gets that much harder to throw when the defense knows it's coming.
The drive begins with a carry from Etienne. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7. Once again, it's Etienne. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard.
Ball carrier. Tackle made at his 48-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. And this is 3rd down.
Here's 3rd and 7.
2-2. 2-2. Hot.
That's into the hands of Travis Etienne. It's a gain of 12 there. Good for a Commanders 1st down.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets to the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
On the draw, they give to Etienne. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now Murray keeping it himself. And he will take this into the end zone. What a run! Kyler Murray. Touchdown, Washington. The extra point by pass is good. The Commanders add on to their already sizable lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. This one taken at the 7. And he'll work this one past the 25. So right about the 28-yard line.
28-yard line.
Let's go.
From 31, here's 2nd down and 7.
Let's go now. Take over.
Now they'll set up to throw. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
Gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
The offense staying out there for this 4th down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Forward. On the give, it's Etienne. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Here comes 2nd and 4. Now a give on the ground. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short. Now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
And this is just a defeated defense at this point in the game, Mike. It's been like this all day long.
They just have not been able to get the stops when they need them. Here's another chance on 3rd down, and they just can't make a play.
Ball resting on the 9. 1st down and goal. The defense still has 3 timeouts. We'll see if they decide to use them here as the offense starts taking a knee. Move back to the 10. They'll try here on 2nd and goal. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. Last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So, a win here on the road for the Commanders.